Would you have put Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team?
Right now?
No, no. This past Olympic team.
I knew you were going to ask this question. Honestly, I have to just say that I respected the committee's job. I understood what was at play. I understood the pros and the cons, I guess, if you want to lay it out that way. And I think at the end of the day, it's hard to criticize a gold medal. A lot of people see the final game against France. They see, only winning by a couple points, and they view that as some sort of indicator. But the reality is we've been having close games at the Olympics for years. I can attest to that. So that wasn't really that new. Winning a close game like that wasn't new. That didn't have anything to do with the roster.
Get ready, because the WNBA is officially on edge after Team USA made a shocking change for Caitlin Clark. That's right, this decision has the league in full panic mode, and it's about time they paid attention. The WNBA has been acting like Caitlin isn't a serious threat, while the referees have been a complete mess. Now, Sue Bird has dropped a major bombshell in her latest interview, and it's not looking good for the league. Stay tuned, because we're about to reveal why the WNBA's biggest nightmare just became a reality.
I think the beauty of USA basketball and what we have going in this country is all the talent, and that's always been the case. So I kind of just don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I think that's how I'm coming in. But I know being a player, bringing that perspective, it's going to make my ability to support this team unique.
If you've been out of the loop lately, consider yourself lucky. Here's the latest: the WNBA is in total chaos. Why? Because Team USA just made a major move. Sue Bird has stepped into the role of managing director. That's right, the legendary basketball star who likely knows more about the game than the entire WNBA organization combined. And what's causing all the fuss? Sue is now set to give Caitlin Clark the recognition she was unfairly denied last year. The league is about to be turned upside down, and honestly, it's about time. Get ready for some major shakeups in the WNBA.
Hooligans, Cheryl Reeves included, so full of themselves, so bound by tribalism that they just couldn't look past their own nose, and at the end of the day...
The WNBA's response? Typical, mess up spectacularly and act like nothing happened. Last year, Caitlin Clark was unfairly overlooked, but Sue Bird isn't one to ignore talent. Caitlin is one of the best, and her skills exposed how clueless the WNBA organization can be. Now that Sue is in charge, Caitlin is almost guaranteed a spot on Team USA. Meanwhile, the WNBA will be left watching from the sidelines as Caitlin takes over the global stage. It's about to be an epic showdown, and the league knows they're in for a major wake-up call. If you support Caitlin Clark, subscribe our channel and comment "CC is the GOAT" down below.
So, as you know, Cheryl Reeve, head coach of the USA women's basketball team, has also been getting a little bit of backlash, right? Yeah. And now she's decided to make her X profile private. This is kind of the still same realm of what we're talking about, Dan.
Well, you're supposed to be above it. I always felt like, as a coach, I got to watch everything because I got to lead. And whether it was going into a team meeting, I wanted to be prepared. If I was having a meeting with a parent, I wanted to be prepared. A player, I wanted to be...
Absolutely. Caitlin Clark, the standout player who made college basketball genuinely exciting again, is finally earning the recognition she's long overdue for. Honestly, it's about time. Last year, Caitlin received the typical WNBA treatment, being snubbed entirely. Despite her dominance on the court, she was left off Team USA, which was a major oversight. But now, with Sue Bird stepping into a leadership role, things are about to change dramatically. It's pretty much a certainty that Sue will select Caitlin for the team. The league is about to face a harsh reality. Caitlin Clark is a true phenom, and perhaps they shouldn't have dismissed her as an afterthought. The basketball world is about to witness something special.
Controversial, the most talked about story of the 2024 season. You want to know? You want me to tell you? Okay, I'll tell you. It was Caitlin Clark being snubbed from the Olympics. Yes, that story, that headline that had Stephen A. Smith talking, that had everybody and their mama talking. And what's crazy about it, We all remember the storyline. Diana Taurasi got to get her sixth medal to make history, and then ultimately she got benched. She got benched. Now, what if I was to tell you that the WNBA made it their business to clean house? What did I tell y'all at the beginning of this offseason going into this preseason? Kathy Engelberg is going to get rid of everybody that wronged Caitlin Clark.
Let's take a moment to reflect. The WNBA, that once glorious symbol of professionalism, has spent years making questionable choices. They've repeatedly sidelined top talent, often ignoring the true stars in favor of distractions and nonsense involving the referees. Speaking of referees, their inconsistent calls have been a persistent issue, almost as if they have no clue what constitutes a foul unless it's against a player in a WNBA jersey. Caitlin Clark, naturally, fell victim to this. Referees seemed allergic to calling fouls in her favor last season, often turning a blind eye to her drives and shots. It's as if the league preferred to pretend Caitlin didn't exist rather than acknowledge her undeniable talent. This ongoing neglect highlights how out of touch the WNBA can be with its brightest stars.
Is expected to be announced as the managing director for the USA women's national team for the 2028 Olympic cycle. She will take on what is known as the Grant Hill role, selecting player rosters and coaching staff. And for those of you who aren't too familiar with the WNBA or the women's side of Team USA, and Grant Hill's a little bit new in this role, Jerry Colangelo role.
Then came the snub. Caitlin Clark, coming off an MVP-caliber college season, watched in disbelief as Team USA's roster was announced, and she wasn't included. People around the basketball world were left stunned. Was it a mistake? An oversight? Or simply the WNBA's way of ignoring the most electrifying player in the nation? They offered weak explanations about team chemistry or other excuses, but the reality was clearer: fear. Caitlin had transformed college basketball into a non-stop highlight reel, and the league couldn't handle her rising star. Instead of recognizing her talent, they chose to overlook her, perhaps worried she'd outshine everyone else on the international stage. It was a clear sign that the WNBA was still playing catch-up.
I wonder who they're going to pick as the coach. Because obviously she's UConn. Who's she going to pick for the players? Like, there is going to probably be some UConn freaking bias here with Sue Bird. But of all the UConn people, she's the least likely to have full-on UConn derangement level bias. Like, there's definitely going to be some UConn bias. But, like, I don't think it's going to be, like, derangement level from her.
Today marks a new chapter for Team USA as they hit the reset button, and in steps Sue Bird. Yes, that's Sue Bird, the legendary champion with an unmatched basketball IQ and a deep understanding of what it takes to create a winning team. Now stepping into the role of managing director, Sue Bird is laser-focused on assembling a squad capable of dominating on the global stage. If you think she's going to exclude Caitlin Clark this year, think again. There's no way she's leaving such a powerhouse off the roster. Caitlin Clark has proven herself as an absolute force on the court, and Sue Bird knows her value firsthand. With her new leadership role, Bird is determined to build a team that not only competes but dominates, regardless of WNBA politics or any outside pressures. Caitlin Clark's talent and drive are undeniable, making her a guaranteed pick for this year's Team USA roster. Expect high stakes, intense competition, and plenty of drama as Bird's vision unfolds. The WNBA and fans alike should prepare for a season full of surprises, as Team USA under Sue Bird's guidance aims to reclaim its throne and showcase the best talent the sport has to offer.
Sue Bird won 4 WNBA championships. She was an All-Star 13 times, one of the more decorated basketball players in history, and also 5-time Olympic gold medalist, just named USA Basketball Women's National Team Managing Director. That's a hell of a title there. Is that on your business card? And what exactly does that mean, Sue?
Need like a business index card at this point or whatever.
Meanwhile, the WNBA is feeling the heat. They had their chance with Caitlin Clark, and what did they do? They let her slip away, like a bad draft pick that got away. Now, Sue Bird is breathing down their necks, and Caitlyn's name is everywhere, on highlight reels and social media feeds. The league is scrambling to save face, painfully aware they've been outmatched by a player they once underestimated. And let's not forget the referees. Remember how they often acted like Caitlyn was invisible, allowing her to get hacked on almost every possession? The WNBA is undoubtedly sweating now, realizing the player they dismissed is about to take center stage on the world stage. When Sue Bird officially confirms Caitlyn's spot, it's going to change everything. A new era is on the horizon, and the league will be left reflecting on the mistakes they made by ignoring one of the game's brightest stars. Buckle up, because this is just the beginning of a whole new chapter.
In the 2020 Women's Olympics, the best point guard was the best point guard on Team USA or for America was Chelsea Gray. At that stage, I'm guessing Skylar Diggins was second best, but if you're looking right here, what point guard did they bring? They brought Chelsea Gray. They brought Sue Bird. Who was the starting point guard? Sue Bird. Sue Bird started the one. Because it didn't matter. Is she better than Chelsea Gray? No. Just like in 2024, they felt bad that Chelsea Gray was by far the best point guard in the WNBA.
The referees, oh, the referees. If the WNBA were a reality TV show, these officials would definitely be the over-the-top villains everyone loves to hate. It's like they had some unspoken agreement with the universe to make Caitlin Clark's life as difficult as possible. Honestly, they seem to be auditioning for a comedy special, with their biggest act pretending Caitlyn wasn't even on the court. She'd take the ball, blaze past defenders like a jet, and get hacked midair, yet what did the refs do? They'd just blink, as if they were ignoring the obvious fouls. It was as if Caitlyn was about to be mugged by an entire gang of defenders, and the officials were living in some alternate universe where fouls don't exist. If there were a sound effect for every missed call, it would have been complete silence, just crickets chirping. Seriously, where's the whistle? Is it hiding under their desks? You really can't make this stuff up. The WNBA might as well have handed Caitlyn a superhero cape because she was out there playing at an entirely different level, like a basketball hero, while the refs seem to be stuck in some fantasy world where contact and fouls are optional.
Sue Bird won 4 WNBA championships. She was an All-Star 13 times, one of the more decorated basketball players in history, and also a 5-time Olympic gold medalist. Just named USA Basketball Women's National Team Managing Director. That's a hell of a title there. Is that on your business card? And what exactly does that mean?
Just when it seemed Caitlin Clark might need a miracle, or at least some trustworthy referees, along comes Sue Bird, stepping in like the composed, battle-hardened legend she is. While the WNBA continues to treat Clark as if she's just lucky to be on the court, and the referees appear to be competing in a who can miss the most obvious foul contest, Sue Bird isn't having any of it. This isn't a casual cameo, it's Sue Bird, a true icon. With multiple WNBA championships, Olympic gold medals, and a basketball IQ capable of launching rockets, she's a force to be reckoned with. Now, as the managing director of Team USA, Sue isn't just here for photos or motivational speeches. She's here to set things straight. The same league that can't seem to protect one of the brightest young stars in the game is about to get a reality check. Sue knows the game inside and out. She understands the politics, the calls, and the corruption of officiating when it's happening. If the WNBA refuses to respect Caitlin Clark, Sue Bird will make sure Team USA does. The referees can keep missing calls, but they better be prepared. Because Sue is about to start blowing the whistle on them instead. This isn't just about one game, it's about holding the league accountable and restoring fairness to a sport that's capable of so much more when the right voices step up.
It's another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Bruh, how we one game away for the start of the season, and we have already Caitlin Clark getting fouled extremely hard. Look back at the referee like, damn, you didn't just see me get annihilated in the head, and the referee, nothing. Nothing.
Let's pause for a moment to admire the WNBA's masterclass in decision-making. And by masterclass, I mean the kind of brilliance that leaves you questioning if they're intentionally trying to sabotage their own product. When it comes to Caitlin Clark, the league has achieved what once seemed impossible, making fans less enthusiastic about one of the most exciting players to hit the court in years. You'd think having a walking highlight reel would be a goldmine for the league. But their approach? Treat her like a background character. It's as if they handed her a jersey and then gave the referees a playbook titled "Ignore at all costs." And speaking of officials, the officiating. If bad calls were a competitive sport, the WNBA would be reigning champions. Caitlin drives to the hoop, gets hammered with no call, and somehow, no whistle. Meanwhile, if an opponent even breathes near her, the refs are quick to blow their whistles. It's almost as if they received a memo. If you see Caitlin getting fouled, look the other way. Maybe check your phone instead. The inconsistency is staggering, and it's doing a disservice to the game and its passionate fans.
Focus on is Caitlin Clark, because she got pushed 2 times in this game, and they were really hard pushes. And I'm not against I'm so for the chippiness. It's not going to do anything but make Caitlin better. It's not going to do anything but give these players more notoriety. I'm all for it. These players are playing hard defense on Caitlin Clark. I love it. They're chasing her around. I love it. What I don't love is the push. The push is crazy. You push her down. That's crazy. There were 2 plays in this game that were not basketball plays. And on both of these plays, she got pushed to the ground. The refs didn't call it.
Maybe take a moment to reflect on your choices. Just don't call it. And let's not pretend this is simply a matter of a few missed calls. It feels systemic. A league-wide effort seems to be in place to prevent Caitlin Clark from receiving the star treatment she has rightfully earned. The WNBA had a prime opportunity to boost the sport's visibility through her, building excitement, expanding the fanbase, and attracting new viewers. Instead, they've managed to alienate fans by allowing referees to treat her as if she's invisible on the court. This isn't just about questionable calls, it's about a culture that appears actively resistant to embracing one of the most exciting talents women's basketball has seen in years. While the league congratulates itself on parity and team cohesion, they might want to step back and assess the bigger picture. When a star like Caitlin Clark is igniting the court, and the response is poor officiating coupled with damaging PR, that's not progress. That's self-inflicted damage, and it risks undermining the growth of the sport altogether.
The preseason is now over, and we're about 7 days away from the start of the season. And I'm telling you right now, it's already kicking off with drama, bro. It just is what it is, dog. There is so much high expectations on the line for Caitlin Clark this year. She's already pretty much the front runner to win the WNBA MVP. There's championship or bust issues going on with this team.
Sue Bird? Oh, she's the ultimate game changer we didn't realize we were waiting for. The WNBA thought they could drag their feet, ignoring Caitlin Clark and hoping it wouldn't matter. Spoiler alert, they were dead wrong. With her years of experience, Sue Bird knows exactly what's happening behind the scenes. She's seen it all, the talent, the drama, the questionable choices, and most importantly, how to build a team capable of winning championships. Now, stepping into her new role as managing director of Team USA, one thing is perfectly clear: Caitlin Clark is finally about to get the recognition she's deserved for a long time. It's not even up for debate, it's a done deal. Sue isn't here to make political moves or play it safe, she's here to win, plain and simple. And Caitlin Clark? She's about to become the star of the show. The WNBA had every opportunity to jump on that bandwagon, but instead, they kept pretending that the best player in the country wasn't even there. Now, Sue Bird is taking control, and Caitlin's star power is about to shine brighter than ever. The WNBA will be sitting back, trying to explain how they failed to see this coming, but it'll be too late. Caitlin's already making waves, and Sue is ensuring she's in the spotlight. The league missed their chance to recognize her greatness, but that's now Sue's problem to fix. Buckle up, Caitlin Clark is about to put on an incredible show, and the WNBA will be left in the dust, watching as their missed opportunities come back to haunt them. The mistakes they made by overlooking her are about to be corrected, and Caitlin's rise is unstoppable. Get ready for some unforgettable moments. Because Sue Bird's influence is about to propel Caitlin Clark onto the biggest stage of all. Let the magic begin.
Yeah, I think it's really special. I think it's cool. Like, you know, this is exactly what we wanted for women's basketball, but also I feel like, you know, it could have been a thing a long time ago. There's been so many amazing stars in our game, and there's been so many amazing people to support our game. Like, it's not surprising that everybody's wanting to talk about it right now, but the product has always been there. Maybe it's, you know, on an increased level, and I think that goes back to my first point is, you know, the parity in our game, the stars in our game, the young talent in our game. You know, people are just attracted to that. They love watching the competitive fire.
What's next for Caitlin Clark? Once Sue Bird secures her spot on Team USA, we'll see her dominate on the global stage like never before. The WNBA? They'll be left trying to figure out how they missed this incredible talent all along. Maybe they should have dedicated more time to recognizing true basketball greatness instead of other distractions. Caitlin Clark's moment has finally arrived, and the league will have no choice but to accept it. They've been outplayed, outsmarted, and outclassed by one of the brightest stars the sport has ever seen. Honestly, it's about time. The WNBA is now in a bit of a panic, and I'm here for every second of their scramble. Get ready, when Caitlin Clark steps into her role with Team USA, it's going to be an unforgettable ride. And with Sue Bird guiding the way, she'll ensure the league doesn't make the same mistakes again. The spotlight is shifting, and Caitlin's about to take her rightful place at the pinnacle of the game. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.